In this video, I will show you NextLabs SkyDRM Rights Protection Tool RPT. SkyDRM provides persistent data protection for secure collaboration with internal users and external partners. SkyDRM RPT can automatically protect files stored in repositories in batches based on rules. Protection rules can be based on Microsoft Information Protection Sensitivity labels and other metadata of the files. Let's start by reviewing the demo setup. The document classification sensitivity has 4 labels: public, confidential, secret, and top secret. There are 3 users utilized in this demo. John Tyler is in project BlueJungle. Abraham Lincoln is in project OpenSky. Jimmy Carter is in project BigPlanet. The individual's permissions on the project are set by the user's attributes in AD. There are 4 policies created for the demo. Policy 1. Allow BlueJungle or OpenSky users to view files with confidential sensitivity label. Policy 2. Allow BigPlanet users to view files that belong to BigPlanet project. Policy 3. Allow BlueJungle users to view files that belong to BlueJungle project. Policy 4. Allow OpenSky users to view and edit files that belong to Secret Sensitivity Label and OpenSky project. Now, let's move into the demo. Here, you can see a network file share folder has been set up. There are 3 folders: BigPlanet, BlueJungle, and OpenSky under Work Area folder. First, let's use BigPlanet folder to demo RPT. In this folder, there are some sample files with different file types, such as PDF, JT, PPTX, DOCX, and STP. Now, I will go to RPT, where I have already created a repository SkyDRM Demo 1 and some rules. Here is the repository for SkyDRM Demo 1. Let's look at the protection rule Protect BigPlanet for the project BigPlanet. The repository is SkyDRM Demo 1 and subdirectory is Work Area BigPlanet. The file pattern contains the keyword SkyDRM-project. It will use the folder name under Work Area as value for classification project on the protected files. Let's run the rule. Here, you can see that all the files are protected in BigPlanet with the NXL extension. I will now log in to SkyDRM as Jimmy Carter. Jimmy Carter has view permissions on protected files in BigPlanet. Let's verify this. As you can see, Jimmy Carter indeed has view permission on this file. Next, let's log in to SkyDRM as John Tyler. Because only BigPlanet users can view files that belong to the BigPlanet project, we expect that John Tyler will not have any permissions on the files in BigPlanet project. Let's verify this. And as you can see, John Tyler does not have any permission on this file. Next, I will log in to SkyDRM as Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln also has no permissions to files in BigPlanet project. Let's verify this. And as you can see, Abraham Lincoln does not have any permission to this file. Second, let's use the BlueJungle folder to demo RPT. In this folder, there are some sample files with different file types, such as PDF, PPTX, and DOCX. Let's start by checking the classifications of these files. The PDF sample with MIP label secret is marked as secret, whereas the PDF sample without MIP label has no label. The Word sample with MIP label top secret is marked as top secret. And the Word sample without MIP label has no label. Now, I will go to RPT. Let's look at the protection rule Protect BlueJungle for the respective project. The repository is SkyDRM Demo 1 and subdirectory is Work Area BlueJungle. The transfer file metadata is enabled. The document property to transfer is sensitivity, which can be defined in the settings. This means that sensitivity property in the normal file will be transferred to the protected file. The document classification is set as sensitivity with confidential. If the normal file has sensitivity label, it will be transferred to the protected file. If the normal file does not have a sensitivity label, the confidential sensitivity will be applied to the protected file as per the rule. If the file pattern contains the keyword SkyDRM project, it will use a folder name in the work area as value for classification project on the protected files. The file extension only includes docx and PDF. Let's run the rule. You can see here that only the PDF and docx files are protected in BlueJungle. The pptx files are not protected. Now, I will log in to SkyDRM as John Tyler. Let's view the file info for these files to check the sensitivity labels. The PDF sample with MIP label secret is protected with secret label, which stems from the original file. The PDF sample without MIP label is protected with confidential label. Now, if I check the Word sample with MIP label top secret, I can see it's protected with top secret label. This also comes from the original file. As for the Word sample without MIP label, it is also protected with a confidential label. Next, let's log in to SkyDRM as Jimmy Carter. I will try to view file info for these files. And as you can see, Jimmy Carter has no permission on these files in BlueJungle project. Third, let's use OpenSky folder to demo RPT. In this folder, there are some sample files with different file types, such as PDF, pptx, and docx. Now, I will go to RPT, where we can look at the protection rule Protect OpenSky for OpenSky project. The repository is SkyDRM Demo 1, and subdirectory is Work Area OpenSky. The transfer file metadata is enabled. The document property to transfer is sensitivity, which can be defined in the settings. The document classification is set as sensitivity with confidential. If the file pattern contains the keyword SkyDRM project, it will use a folder name in the work area as value for classification project on the protected files. Now, let's run the rule. You can see the files are protected in OpenSky. I will log in to SkyDRM as John Tyler and view the file info for any file in this OpenSky project. John Tyler has view permission on files with confidential label in OpenSky project. However, he does not have any permission on files with secret label in OpenSky project. Next, I will log in to SkyDRM as Abraham Lincoln and view file info. Abraham Lincoln has view and edit permissions on secret file and has view permission on confidential file. With this, we conclude our video on NextLabs SkyDRM Rights Protection tool. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe to the NextLabs channel and stay tuned for more data-centric security videos.